Hey everyone, welcome to Passive Play. So we're doing Tyler Perry's Zatima streaming on BET Plus, and I'm assuming it's gonna come on BET. I'm not sure. I know it is on BET Plus. So we have the first episode of Zatima. So Fatima finally moves in with Zach, but she's still having reservations. Even though with the two, you got the two baby mamas, you have Karen who can potentially be pregnant with his baby, and you also have the woman who filed a petition with the court saying that she does have his child, even though they want a DNA test done before they will start paying her any child support, which makes sense, right? And she didn't even file the court she didn't even file with the court until after the baby was born. So, and then she just, added his name to the birth certificate. So they want that DNA test. And then, Fatima, she lets Zach know that she's going to rent out her old apartment. She's not going to give it up entirely. She's going to like sublet it or something. Um, and that's the thing about Fatima. She's going to have a backup. She wants this to be the real, the real deal and the real thing. But the way, with Zach and the two baby mamas and the different things going on, she's still being. I feel like she's being smart, but yeah, she's like, I'm gonna keep my apartment. I'm just gonna like sublet it. And so now we go to it's later in the day. And Fatima's meeting with her girlfriends, Angela and Melinda, and they ask her, who is Zach, when they gonna meet him, and they want to give their stamps of approval, to Fatima's, new guy, and she's like, well, we're gonna have a dinner at our house, which I think is like the next day. And her friend Angela is also dating a new guy, but she lets, Fatima and Melinda know that he's not black. And then we go to Zach, who's playing with his boys. They're playing basketball out on the street court, and one of the guys is talking about, once their friends get married, they don't show up anymore. They disappear. They don't see their friends anymore. Because they're married or they got kids, and they also let him know, like, you just literally just came for being broke and, having money, enjoy the rich, bachelor freestyle kind of life. Don't get settled down with, this new woman, this new girl, or any girl, basically, regardless if it is Fatima, don't get settled down with having a new woman. And Zach is like, we're not getting married yet, but I love her and she's moved in and I want her to be with me. And at this point too, Zach has, I mean, regardless of him, not have being broke and not having any money and having the prison record, he had been, sleeping around and screwing plenty of women while he was with Karen. So it's not necessarily like he needs to like sow some wild oats. This man's been sleeping with plenty of women. Even though that's not right to Karen, and everybody got their right to feel how they want to feel about that relationship. But yeah, so he wants to settle down. He wants to settle down at this point. And so we go now to Fatima's coming home, and Zach is there. He says, he's like, damn, you look good in that dress. And then, they both agree to have a dinner tomorrow and invite, their friends over. Um, and there's a new actor, I guess. I don't know, was the in Sisters, the guy from the SEC, if his name was Bryce, they changed that actor to now it's an Asian actor. It's not the same African American actor that was on the sister show. So they did change that character. And you actually meet Fatima's girlfriends who aren't necessarily the sisters. So, yeah, but other than that, I mean, so far so good. And then there's a scene where Fatima and Zach basically they just got busy, and Fatima's like, I want to take a bath, and Zach's like, no, stay in the bed with me, and she's like, I got your ass. And she said, you ain't never said that before. You must really be in love. And he's like, yeah, I am. But he's like, yeah, I guess I never said that to you before. And then she lets him know that she's going to the pole strip club to get his baby mom to get the DNA test done. And then from there, we actually go to the next morning where Fatima's on her way to work, and she's looking for her car, and then there's a new convertible drop top, a black convertible drop top at the neck over in the next kind of parking lot, parking garage next to their house, which is like the guest house that he said he's gonna rent out. But he's like, this is your car, this is your new car. And she's like, oh, thank you. First she wasn't gonna take it, then she took it. It's a nice car. Um, and then from there, we go to the actual pole strip club. Fatima shows up. There's the first when she walks into like the back room, the first stripper she sees says, she said, "No, bitch, we are not doing amateurs night." And Fatima's like, "No, I'm looking for." She looking for the baby mama. I don't know the name of this woman. I'm just gonna call her baby mama. They don't even say her name in this show, so I'm not even sure what the lady's name is. And so the baby mama says, no, she's not going to do a DNA test until she gets child support. And Fatima lets her know, I'm a law student and I work at a powerful law firm. I can just put in a court order to get you to submit the DNA test. We try to do this easy. If you would just work with us, you put your child's name on the birth certificate after the fact. So, we want, basically we want proof before we start giving you money. And, the baby mama's like, no. And then Fatima's like, oh, you one of those street hoes. And she said, yeah. And then Fatima slams her head into the wall. And the lady like, oh, baby mama's like, oh, you crazy. She said, yeah, I'm crazy. And if you don't show up tomorrow at 6 p.m., or if you don't show up at 6 p.m. to do this DNA test, I'm going to show you how crazy I am. And she kind of is like, okay. And then so later that night, we go back to Fatima being at home with Zach. And, she still doesn't know. She still questions if Bryce is trustworthy regarding, helping Zach with the SEC thing, with them wondering, how he was able to make all this money with those stocks. And, now we're basically at the dinner. And so, it turns out that Angela and Bryce are dating. It's a small world. And Angela has said that she has met Gary, which is Bryce's boss, and that he's slimy, and she doesn't like Gary either. And then when Fatima's other girlfriend, Melinda, comes, she knocks on the door. Zach opens the door because he's the one that gets it, and he like slams the door in her face. He's like, oh. And then and then Zach opens the door again. Melinda walks in and she's like, this nigga's trash. And she's like, what's going on? And then she basically says, we fucked. Melinda says her and Zach fucked. And then the episode ends. So, okay. So if you like this, please subscribe. Please hit the like button if you like this review. And if you have any comments, leave them below.